What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down two of Cooper Kupp's routes. We're going to be talking about how you can create some separation off the line and how you guys could create some separation with the double move route by being a salesman first, okay? And guys, if you want to get better hands, you want to get better catching, check out that link in the description that says 30-day catching program, 30-day full program with exercises designed to improve your hands. We work on grip strength, we work on consistency, we work on hand-eye coordination drills to really improve your hands and get your hands better in 30 days. Check out that link in the description. All right, let's get started with this breakdown. So the first thing we're going to talk about here is how we can shake this route with my upper half, right? How you can shake off the line with your upper half, and that your upper half is going to get you separation, because you're going to be looking at a disciplined DB here and what he's going to be looking at and how receivers can combat against a disciplined DB, okay? So let's watch this clip again, full speed. So he gives a little hesitation move, 1-2. He gives him this little shake, 1-2, freezes this DB, then gets across over the middle, right? Especially against man coverage here, DB does not want to chase him across the field. So my goal is to try to get him to freeze on this outside leg and then be able to just take this inside release and explode up to the inside, right? So when I come off the line, you see how he gives this little hesitation and you see how he attacks his leverage, right? He's a little bit inside shade on him. So what does Kupp do? We want to angle I wouldn't say stem, but we want to angle my release. We want to attack his leverage, right? Because if I could square him up and attack this midline, I could get him to sit flat-footed, I get him to back up, or I get him to keep his leverage, right? And then my upper half move can sell this route as well. So he closes this gap with him, attacks his leverage, attacks him head up, and you see how he goes here. He's going to throw this right, and then he's going to throw left, and his upper half is going to shoot. So he goes here, 1-2, and he throws his whole entire upper half into it. Now, I want you to see where this DB's looking, right? Looking at those hips. That's where he's going to be focused on. That's what DBs are taught to watch, because your hips don't lie, your shoulders can lie, and your head can lie, right? Because you could throw a violent head fake, shoulder fake, whatever, but if you're not moving your upper half and your upper half stays square, where do you think the DB's going to stay? The DB's going to stay square, because that's where he should be watching, right? If you get a guy who's looking up at your eyes and he's looking up here, or he's looking inside at the football, that's easy money. Honestly, if he's looking inside at the football, you can probably assume that it's going to be like a press bail scenario, because he might be in zone coverage, right? Because that's such a bad technique. In man coverage, you shouldn't be looking at the ball, but if it's like a press bail, yeah. But if you see him looking at your eyes, that is the most undisciplined thing he can do, and you could easily get him with a fake with your upper half, because he's looking at something that's going to lie to you, okay? So again, disciplined DB looking at these hips. So you see when Kupp makes this move and he goes 1-2-3, you see how he somewhat throws his hip into this break, right? That's at least what I call it. That's what I teach my guys to do when they make this first move of a 1-2, right? Trying to take an inside release. So you step with your inside foot first on this kind of double up or double move, however you want to call it. You really want to push and throw back into this opposite move, right? You want to lean your head, you want to lean your shoulders, but at the same time you want to throw this hip to the outside, because that's what can get him to freeze. At least if we get this position right here, when I got to run this drag across the field and I can just get weight on this guy's outside leg and freeze him, then I can leave him, right? And this is not about, guys, people think that press, they think they take it so complicated that it's all you got to do, all these fancy moves, you got to do all these crazy things. But if you can just get this guy to lean and you could get some kind of separation, you're off of press. You kept the timing. The whole goal of press for a defense is to disrupt the timing with the quarterback, or else they wouldn't do it. It's a lot easier to play zone coverage. So when you come off and you give him the shake, if you could just get him to freeze and accelerate out, do your job off the line as well by pumping those arms and really driving to get across the field, we're going to be able to get some separation, okay? There's a great release here by Kupp. Let's watch it again, full speed, attack leverage, 1-2. Little shake with his upper half, throw your hip into this break, because that's where that DB is going to be looking, okay? So now we're going to talk about very advanced route here. We're going to be talking about how you can create separation on a double move, more specifically like an out and up, a wheel route, post corner, corner post. It's going to really tie into everything that we do. So let's watch this thing full speed. So he breaks it off, takes 5 steps on this little flat route, kind of wheel route situation here to get this DB to undercut it. We took care of him off the line as well and got him to bite on this break. So it didn't get him as much separation as we would like, because this DB was playing catch-up the whole time. But it's still the same principles apply to try to get him to really be in that oh shit mode and try to undercut this route, okay? So now, when we come off this first break here, we're not going to focus on it too much. He's going to be taking 5 steps like he's going to be running this little flat route. Like he's going to be coming inside, running this little fake here, going back out. Now, when we're going back out and we take these 5 steps, it's very important that your hips get committed as well as your eyes, and your eyes look back to that quarterback as well, right? Because again, what we're just talking about, and it all applies for everything with the DB, he's going to be looking at your hips. That's where he's going to be disciplined, right? So you see when he's trying to recover here, when Kupp's making this move, he's taking 5 steps, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's breaking off the 5th step. You want to think in odd numbers when you're breaking on an out and up like this. And normally, like, or a wheel, something like this, a longer developing play, a short shorter one, like we're just catching a quick little flat, quick little out. Probably going to be 5 steps, especially with like an inside stem and an inside move first. But a normal like out and up, it'd be 3 steps, post corner, 3 steps to the post, corner post, 3 steps to the corner, if you're catching my drift on that. But it's the same kind of mechanics in terms of your eyes and in terms of where your hips need to go. And if he could snap his eyes, what comes along? His hips also come along. But here's the thing. A lot of people will do this when they come in, they try to make this route. They'll leave this front shoulder open and their front or their right shoulder and their right hip open, but they're still looking back for the ball, right? The common phrase is your eyes tell lies. That's what everybody likes to see. I see a lot of receivers coaches use that terminology, right? Now, yeah, that's great. That's true for an undisciplined DB. Your eyes tell lies 100%, but he's supposed to be looking at your hips, right? And then obviously when it's in a man coverage situation, that's where he's supposed to be looking. So you got to commit your eyes and you got to commit your hips to this break and be able to cut on a dime. That's why it's so important to work cutting drills, right? It's very easy to say, oh yeah, you should cut here, you should cut here, you should do this, you should do that. But the technique behind it and what sells this route is by keeping your hips committed to the break, okay? If you could keep your hips committed to the break, and you could really sell this thing, your cut will it would almost force it to be sudden, right? Guys that I work with, sometimes they have a problem rounding into their cuts, right? They give this huge indicator of opening up, and that's a problem that a lot of DBs have. And so what happens is that cut's not as explosive. So what we do is we try to really get them to focus on committing their hips all the way to this break and then trying to change direction on a dime, right? It's going to take some practice, it's going to take some reps. You're going to have to work, and you're going to have to set up cones so you don't round off the break, because that's something that will happen. But again, it's about being a salesman first. It's the same thing as if you're trying to run, like let's say you got a situation where maybe you're from the slot and you're running this speed out or a corner against a too high safety look and you're coming up at this safety. You don't want to round into this break too soon. You want to keep your hips committed to the last second. You want to pop that cutoff because you want to sell vertical as long as possible. In this situation, we want to sell flat as long as possible. So I commit my hips for 5 steps, then pop. Sudden stick, being really quick, not reaching with this cut, and using my acceleration off that cut to really push and propel me, and I continue to pump my arms and catch this ball over the top. Now, another thing I want to talk about, when you got a guy trailing you, and this is a little bit of review if you've been watching my videos, you want to have late hands. You see how right when this ball gets here, that's when he's showing those hands. 2 reasons. 1, it doesn't allow him to react. DB cannot react when you throw those hands up late because, again, he's going to be playing your hands. That's what he's taught to do. When he's chasing you back hip, he's going to see those hands. He's going to go play those hands. So if you're late, last second with that football, he's got no opportunity to react, right? Now, another reason that I see commonly is when guys are running downfield and they start to stick their hands up a little bit early, it slows them down. But if you wait till the last second with your hands, you could actually pump those arms and drive and run underneath that catch and make this play downfield rather than worrying about sticking my hands up too early, slowing myself down. That just comes with good tracking skills. And a drill you can use to work that is if you stand there, hold 2 tennis balls in your hands, have a quarterback or somebody throw you a football, and at the last second drop those tennis balls and catch that football. It's a great drill that I have my guys do when we work on late hands. Let's watch this thing again, full speed. Great job selling this route by Cooper Kupp. So he comes off here, eyes to the outside, commit those hips, sudden stick, accelerate out, late hands over the top. Great route. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, if you guys want to get better at your catching ability, you guys want to be automatic with your hands, check out that link in the description. It's a 30-day catching program. And guys, if you have any questions, please leave those in the comments. I'll make sure to get back to you as soon as possible. I'll see you guys next time.